Scarpins Avenue.
Dave, it's time for your trivia question about the show that you were on. All right?
And you were on too.
Dave, yeah, we are on the show together.
You are on the show together also.
We are on the show together, Dave. Okay, so Dave Hill is the guest on our next episode coming up right now. Is this his second or third time being on the show?
This is a trick question, and it is his first time on the show.
That is absolutely correct, Dave. It is his first time. And I know you have missed questions like this before, and I'm so glad.
Did you try to trick me?
You actually got this one right. Yeah, I did. I tried to trick you, Dave. But no, this is actually Dave Hill's first time on the show. Everybody check us out at 6 Unseemly on all social media and unseemlyquestions.com. Welcome to 6 Unseemly Questions. I'm your host, Victor Varnado. This is my sidekick, Dave Rosinsky. We've got a great contestant on the show today. Everybody put your hands together for Dave Hill. All right, come on up.
All right, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much for having me.
We're so excited to have you here. We've got a great studio audience. To be here. Oh, good. So we're even in excitement.
Even Steven.
All right, we have a great studio audience. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ian, John, and Tracy McClinton. Welcome.
Hello.
Both, thank you for being here. All right, so Dave Hill. Yes. It's very rare we have people on the show named Dave, and so I have to be specific about the Dave that I'm talking to, because often I'm saying like Dave stop or Dave don't, and I want you to know that I don't mean you, Dave Hill.
He's talking to me. He's talking to me.
Let me explain how this show works, and then we're going to get started. I'm going to ask you 6 unseemly questions. At the end of each question, I'll ring a bell if I like your answer like this. However, if I do not like your answer, I will not ring the bell, and I'll tell you why. Regardless of how many bells you get, at the end of the show, we'll decide whether or not your appearance on the show is worth giving you $5 whole.
Okay.
All right. Let's get started with question number 1. Question number 1. Why do you look like you're always up to something?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yes, you definitely always look like you're up to something. Why is that?
I'm a mischievous scamp. I'm a soot-faced urchin from Dickensian times. And I'm always up to something also.
You scallywag.
Yeah. A miscreant.
Miscreant. These are all great descriptions. You know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you a bell on your first question.
Thank you. Right out of the gate.
I'll tell you why I gave you that bell is because I think a mischievous scamp suits you. So it kind of does.
Thank you.
All right.
You can't stay mad at me though. That's the thing.
Oh, I'll
try.
Try.
All our silverware's missing, but we'll still have him back next Thanksgiving. He's that kind of fun.
That sounds more like a thief.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
the type of mischief you're up to.
Murder, arson, those are all forms of mischief.
Right. I mean, under a certain lens, perhaps,
Sure.
It's time for question number 2. But before we go on to question number 2, can you tell people out there what you do?
I'm a comedian and a musician and writer and just whatever mischief I can get up to.
Well, you do a lot of mischief, and that's great. And I enjoy most of it. I would say most of the mischief that you get up to.
What is there? Are there any problem areas?
Yes.
Where you're like, I could do with a bit less of that, Dave. Because I'm looking to streamline. I'd be happy to hear it.
Yeah, I think. I will tell you is I've been on your Instagram, okay, and you have a lot of videos of you just going bananas in the city in a bicycle helmet.
Sure.
I think that you should probably double those.
Double those.
Double the amount of videos.
I'm happy to do that.
So if you can do that, we'll hopefully it will satisfy me. All right.
I'm happy to do that.
It is time for question number 2. Question number 2. Are you a trained painter?
No. I mean, no.
But you do paint a lot.
I do, yeah. But no, I mean, I've taken a few art classes in my day, but I wouldn't say I have any. I'm a bit of mostly a wild horse, I would say.
You're just
A
like
mischievous scamp
you're
with a
out in the
paintbrush.
fields painting.
Yeah, with an easel and
Was there a time in your life when like painting became more something that was more urgent to you? I just mean urgent as in like often like I will get the feeling like I have to do this arty farty thing, and so was there a time when painting became more urgent to you?
I think it comes in and out. Like I used to do it all the time, and then I stopped doing it, and then over the pandemic, I started doing it again because I was like had nothing else to do, so I just started doing it a lot more, and then I decided to keep it in the rotation of things.
All right. Well, that was great information about you being a trained painter, but I will say that it was not the most eventful story, so I'm going to say no.
It wasn't. I do hope to tell it on the Moth, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get there, but
One
maybe,
day.
who knows?
What if someone dies in the end?
Eventually, that could
Me,
be.
I intend to die in the end. Not soon enough, but eventually.
Well, maybe you can take that to the Moth with your projected death in the story. Good luck to you, but no bell for this show. It is now.
Fair, I wouldn't have given myself a bell either.
All right.
It wasn't that bad.
No, but it's like one of those things. In hindsight, I'm like, Dave, what were you thinking with that answer? It's horrible. It's garbage.
I think that Dave Rosinsky would have the same thought himself, but about different types of answers, though. Like, Dave, what were you thinking? I'm sure he's like even saying the same word, Dave. Like he calls himself Dave, I'm sure, in his head as well.
Sure.
All right. It is time for question number 3. Question number 3.
Bring it.
When are you coming back to Twitter?
Well, technically, I'm banned for life, and I'm not allowed back. But that having been said, I'm aware of a burner account called Dave Hill Maybe. That if you look at it's totally like it's in the dark corners of Twitter, and if you read it, signs point to maybe I'm in charge of it, but I don't think if I can just speak for myself, I think life without Twitter is much better. I have like 2 more hours in the day not being on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I don't wake up to like garbage. I wake up covered in my own filth.
You have 2 more hours in the day?
With not being on Twitter?
26 hours?
Twitter.
No, but I'm saying that. Well, I mean, my question is, you spent 2 hours a day on Twitter?
I think probably between spending the time and then just the amount of psychological torture that being an active Twitter user,
right?
It takes you out of commission. So, but anyway, I don't know, but there is an account if people want to follow Dave Hill maybe that I'm told that I might be in charge of it. And
you're kicked off of Twitter for fighting with people, right?
I was kicked off of Twitter. Trump supporters would insult me and threaten me, and I would respond with mother jokes that a 12-year-old would make.
Yes, I remember that you had a lot of jokes about things about their mothers and things that you would do to their mothers, but they were just ridiculous.
Yeah, they would. I would suggest that I was having a consensual, intimate, ongoing relationship with their mothers. Invariably, they would suggest that I was, in fact, not interested in women but men, and I would say, "Well, make no mistake, I also support your dad." So, which they didn't like that much at all.
Yeah, I can understand how that would make them upset.
Oh man.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say, Bell, is well worth the journey.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Dave.
Feeling good about it.
So am I. All right, it is now time for question number 4. Question number 4.
It's all happening so fast. Yeah.
What's your grossest habit?
My grossest habit?
Yes.
I mean, just garden variety stuff. I would say picking my nose, probably around the house.
Oh, yeah?
I don't, as a Z-list celebrity, I've learned not to do it in public because I realize there's just eyeballs on me all the time as I walk the street. So I don't do it in public like I used to before I became a Z-list celebrity.
You know what? I'm gonna have to say Nobel already, and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
Is because you called
arrogance.
yourself no, not the arrogance. No, you called yourself a Z-list celebrity. Okay.
Yes.
But you're more of a celebrity than I am, so that leaves no space
for
me. So
I realize
Bell.
in
So
insulting myself, I insulted you.
Yeah, because
all right.
Yeah, you totally did.
I'm a Y-list celebrity.
Thank you. Thank you. But I already said Nobel.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to take you out.
Yeah, totally. You're like,
collateral damage in being.
I'm as low as it goes. I'm like, no, they're still lower.
Oh man, I needed to hear it. But yeah, I think that's probably the main one. I'm not opposed to peeing in sinks if I feel like the bathroom is 5 feet too far.
That's so much worse than picking your nose.
I feel like you're
not.
I feel like you're kind of rock and roll. Is that where this is coming from?
Yeah. To be fair, I don't really pee in sinks, but I would.
Have you peed in a sink with dishes in it?
No, I would never do that.
Okay.
I would never pee in a sink that was being used for dishes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then, I mean, that's still grosser than picking your nose.
It is, but I'm just saying, like, it's happened. I used to live at the Chelsea Hotel, and I had a sink in my room because I shared a bathroom with 4 other apartments or rooms there. And when I moved in, I was like, Dave, you're not going to pee in this sink. That's rule number 1. And without even thinking about it, I found myself approaching the sink while undoing my pants, like as if instinct had taken over. And I was like, how long have I been living here? Like, how quickly did I break this rule? Have I been here a month, 2 months? 4 hours. I looked at my watch. 4 hours. That's how long it took.
Well, that is unfortunate, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, there was no bell already because it really had nothing to do with your answer specifically, but just that you called yourself a Z-list celebrity, which left no room in the alphabet for me to exist.
No, it's a lesson. Yeah. It's a tough lesson, but I need to learn it.
Yeah. All right, it's time for question number 5. Question number 5: have you ever been in jail?
Technically, yes. I have been in 4 different prisons, but not as a result. Not being punished, but I've performed in prisons. So
you've performed in prisons.
I've performed at Sing Sing prison, very reputable prison. I've performed there twice. I performed in 2 prisons in Mexico, northern Mexico.
Okay.
And I have been in another prison just visiting. So technically, yes, I have, but I've not been arrested and thrown in jail.
You're just visiting the prison as a whole, or you have a person you're visiting? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but
the only other time there's a prison that's closed now called Bayview that is like on the West Side Highway in like 22nd Street in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna do a show there, and I went there a couple times to talk to them about it, and then I ended up not doing it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, no bell on that question.
Oh, you're still upset about the Z-list thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'll tell you why no bell on that one is because when I asked, have you been to jail? I was really hoping for like a cool story or death-defying, almost been to jail story. But I mean, it was reasonable. Your answer was reasonable, but it was just like,
Good story.
Yeah, but I would argue that it's more death-defying to go. I mean, you'll never meet anyone else who's performed in a Mexican prison.
Oh, I thought you were going to say prison at all. I was like, I performed at Rikers, but not a Mexican prison.
Oh, Rikers. That's a walk in the park.
I was in the barge. We were sinking.
Whatever.
I performed in the barge part where the water is coming up slowly.
Oh,
was there nobody else on the bill with you in the Mexican prison?
No, there wasn't. It wasn't even that wasn't even a show. I was just played guitar because I don't speak Spanish. And the cartel had murdered this is true. You can look it up.
This is the story.
The cartel murdered the warden. My friend. My friend.
Yeah, you definitely should have brought this up.
Yeah.
Up top.
This would have been a good thing to say. Yeah.
My friend Bob Coogan is a priest, and he is the chaplain at this prison in northern Mexico where they murdered the warden, and he was still the priest there, and the cartel took over the prison. And New York Times Magazine wrote a big story on him and this world that he was in. And I was like, I'm on my way. And I went and I went in the prison and I ripped some sweet guitar solos with the inmates. And then I went to a women's prison while I was there and did the same thing.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
there.
That's a great story.
No bell though, is it?
No.
Yeah, there was no bell.
You're cold. Cold.
I think that maybe I'm not. I'm just direct. You know?
Wait, what? Well, I still don't understand why I don't get a bell after I went up against the cartels. Who does that?
That was
Well,
No, it's good they let
not
you
many.
leave.
I get that you're disappointed that you didn't get a bell on that question, but that is what happened.
Victor, I think you should give Dave a bell, or I'm gonna bomb.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna bomb the Boy Scouts of America. Okay.
Oh wow,
That's quite the bomb.
All of them.
Yeah, who needs them?
they've had it too good for too long.
We'll
Sick
see what
of
happens
them.
on this last question. So hopefully we can get him a bell and then also stop all of that useless destruction. It is time for question number 6. Question number 6. What's the best use of your white privilege?
Of my white privilege?
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of endless. Let's think. I mean, I'm not saying it's not something I think oh, what can I do?
Well, I mean, yeah, but what would you say is the best use of it? I mean, the one
that comes to mind, I think.
I'm not expecting you to be precise.
I think that as a white guy from the suburbs of Cleveland, my instinct when being confronted by police officers is to be a condescending to them. because no, I wouldn't say I'm a condescending, but it doesn't ever occur to me that anything could possibly not work out for me when a policeman is pulling me over or anything like that.
Yeah, I totally get that. I mean,
I was explaining this to a relative who was not understanding certain things in the news, and I was saying just as an example, anytime I've ever been pulled over, I'm like, what's this jerk doing? I'm on my way somewhere. I'm going to meet someone for a soup and salad. I can't be pulled over right now. So I would say, things like that.
And then you go to prison on your own terms, and you do
on my own terms,
and you leave.
I mean, exactly. The fact
Not when the cop tells you to go when you want to go.
Yeah, just like like prison tourism. That would be the answer. Just me, just trying to spice up my life by going to a prison.
Yeah.
I disgust myself. Really, now that you've asked this question, I am hearing my honest answers. I'm like, I am as much a part, as much as I try to be on the right side of history and, fighting for justice. I mean, listen to me talk. I'm garbage. I'm as big a part of the problem as
I disagree that you're garbage. I like you very much, but
likewise.
But
still no bell. You're still upset.
No, I was actually about to give you a bell. I was bringing it up.
Dave.
Wow. You know what? God. No bell, Dave. Wait, I was raising the bell up while you were saying no bell like a big old jerk.
I know.
Way to go, Dave Hill. Well, I was about to give him a bell. And now, not only that, but the Boy Scouts of America you have to contend with? That's too bad.
I really didn't want to have to bomb those kids, but...
I say the Boy Scouts, and I never was a scout of any sort. My friend John and I, growing up, were the only kids in our whole elementary school who didn't join the Cub Scouts.
I never met anybody who was a Boy or Girl Scout till I was in my 20s, because I'm a born and raised New Yorker, and I don't think that we have that here.
Oh yeah, it's like a suburban thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're like, go door to door, and everyone's like, what are you talking about?
I think I wanted to be a Boy Scout when I was younger, but I think I was also more afraid of groups.
Sure.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
It is absolutely too late, because I'm going to bomb them.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't want to. I'm sorry.
You didn't want to say it 18 times, but
we have asked you your 6 questions, Dave. So now it's time to decide whether you get $5. But before we do that, can you tell people out there where they can find you?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Mr. Dave Hill, Mr. Dave Hill. I have a website on the internet, if people use those anymore, davehillonline.com. And my new special, The Pride of Cleveland, will be on the 800-Pound Gorilla YouTube channel December 9th.
Oh, that's great.
So there, everyone please watch it, or at least put it on and go take a shower or something. So
The Pride of Cleveland.
Plays. That's right.
Awesome. Fantastic. Dave, also, I wanted to tell you that I love your work with Bunny Shop.
Oh, thank you. That's my clothing line with my friend Corey.
Yes, he has a clothing line where your paintings are turned into patterns, and some of them sell even at my wife's store. That's why I'm bringing it up. Art to Wear, WARE. Check it out. Bunny Shop at Art to Wear. Actually, if you're in New York and you go to the Port Authority, you can go to one of the stores there and see some of Dave's work right there in the store, hanging up, and you can try it on.
Yes.
Yes, you can. All right, Dave, thanks so much for that. And now it's time to decide whether or not you get $5. As always, we canvass the room. Dave Rosinsky, what do you think? Should Dave Hill get $5 for his appearance on the show?
I was going to say no until I heard more about Mexican jails. And, he survived the cartel war. So I think he might deserve $5.
All right. Okay. Thank you for your opinion, Dave. Tracy, what do you think? Should Dave Hill get $5 for his appearance on the show?
I'm going to say no. I think that he should get 25 quarters.
Oh my gosh. Math.
That's what I think.
Thank you. Wait, 25 quarters.
Yeah, that's $5.25. I mean, that's
That's an extra
that's $6.25.
Thank you, Tracy. I literally would have been up all night trying to total that.
All right. Then why didn't you thank me instead of Tracy? Because I was the one who totaled it.
Well.
Oh, you raised. Well,
because I'm the one Tracy trying to give big ups. Quarters. Yeah. We need to. It's still legal tender. I'm done with dollars. Let's get off the dollar.
I'm a big fan of quarters.
All right, Ian, what do you think? Should Dave Hill get $5 for his appearance on the show?
He should, but only if he tells me who books all these prison shows.
I will tell you, you have to do it yourself, and it's truly the most difficult booking because they do background checks. There's way more paperwork than any other venue I've ever done.
That makes sense.
But it's definitely a character builder.
Yeah. Well, I've been to regular jail, so that's why I ask.
Oh, so there you go.
That would have been a great question for me. But yes, $5, Dave.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And let's also check with Rachel Teichman, licensed social worker and a functioning therapist. Rachel, what do you think? Should Dave Hill get $5 for his appearance on the show?
So there are two things immediately coming to mind when you ask me that question. And I can't stop thinking about how much I love that he pees in sinks. That's great.
Not regularly. I have.
That's fine. I believe you.
Dave, I've also peed in a sink.
It's more fun peeing in alternate location.
Yeah, you feel rebellious. I like it.
Yeah, you feel like you're sticking it to the man.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate chaotic evil. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the first thing. And the second thing is I have tried on one of the dresses that you designed. And so that's pretty cool, I think.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. And
march it to the register next time. I'll get you a discount.
Thank
Good
you.
answer.
And I you know what, that remark makes me want to take back the yes I was about to give you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I mean, in your own time, you don't have to. Let's get, I'll get you one for free.
Classic Dave.
All right, then yes, yeah, you should get the $5.
What was that? Rachel Teichman extorting our guests.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like it.
All right,
so
Rachel. Thank you.
natural.
Thank you for your opinion, Rachel.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we'll see you. Dave, I'm so sorry about the extortion at the hands of Rachel Teichman.
It's all right.
Dave, you're the last person we need to confer with. What do you think? Should you get $5 for your appearance on the show?
Do I? Yeah. I think I should get the $5.
I'm going to agree with you, Dave. You're going to get $5 for your appearance on the show. Thank you very much for your appearance on the show.
Thank you.
You're going to get $5 whole. Great job.
A great feeling.
All right, Dave Rosinsky, what did you learn from this week's show?
All right, and forgive me if I'm wrong about this. So if you're white, you could just walk into the jail, say hi to everybody, stay as long as you want, and leave?
Yeah, that appears to be the case. Also, if you're black, you can do that, but yes, you're white is within that subset. All right, everybody, check us out at Unseemly on all social media and unseemlyquestions.com.
Starbane's Audio, a podcast network.